Okay, if you clicked on this video, you might know about 11six24’s paddles from Pickleball Studio. Chris Olsen loves the Hurache-X Control Plus. He says it plays like a double black diamond that's more powerful, poppier, with a longer handle, and that costs less. And we're going to talk more about the DBD comparison in a little bit. However, I wanted to make a video that talks through all the different Hurache variations, including a new Kevlar version that just came out. That way, you might be able to figure out which of these awesome paddles is right for you. Also, 11six24 is letting me give one of these paddles away for free, so stick around until the end of the video to see how to enter. All right, let's get into it. I want to start with the one that most people know about already, which is the Hurache-X Control Plus. And this paddle is pretty unique. Its face is a blend of raw Toray T700 carbon fiber and fiberglass. The shape is elongated with an arrow curve. It's thermoformed unibody with edge foam. It's polypropylene core and it's 16 millimeters. The dimensions are 16.5 by 7.5 inches. The grip length is 6 inches. The grip circumference is 4.125 inches. The average weight is about 8 to 8.3 ounces. The advertised swing weight is 118. The advertised twist weight is 6.29, and it does come with a nice paddle cover, 180-day manufacturing defects warranty, as well as a 30-day return window. And for price, it's $130 after a $10 discount using promo code MatthewK. Okay, the headline here is that this paddle is super powerful and has a ton of pop. However, I actually disagree a little bit with Pickleball Studio's comparison to the DBD because I think the touch and feel of the Control Plus in the short game is just too different from 6-0's DBD and other carbon fiber face paddles. That addition of fiberglass to the Control Plus's face makes it a lot stiffer than straight up carbon fiber, so you get a lot of pop and very little dwell time. The ball just flies right off when it touches the paddle, so you have to have serious skill to keep from hitting pop-ups, and you need to add English and spin to every hit. For me, adding some tungsten on the bottom corners makes the paddle more manageable, but I would say this paddle is for folks that have some pickleball experience. This isn't the best paddle to learn on, in my opinion. Beyond the insane power and pop, what makes this paddle unique is the extended 6-inch handle. You have plenty of room for a two-handed backhand, and you can whip all day with this thing. All in all, this is one of the most powerful and poppy paddles I've tested. It's very similar to Honolulu's J2H, but with a longer handle. As for value, $130 after promo code MatthewK really is a great deal. All right, now if you want something super similar to the Hurache-X Control Plus, but want just a little bit more control, you're going to want to check out the new Kevlar variant called the Hurache-X Control, so no plus in the name. This paddle has super similar specs, except its face is a blend of carbon fiber and Kevlar, so there's no fiberglass involved. And then it has a lower average weight between 7.9 to 8.1 ounces, as well as a lower range for the advertised swing weight, being 115 to 118, and a slightly lower advertised twist weight at 6.19. It does cost $10 more, making the final price $140 after using promo code MatthewK for that $10 discount, but for me, I think it's totally worth it. The X Control is easily my favorite paddle of the bunch. It plays a lot like my favorite paddle ever, the J2K from Honolulu, but it has that longer handle for folks that like the two-handed backhands. And this and the J2K are very close in price after discount code MatthewK, so I really think it's just a personal preference which one you choose. I personally don't have a two-handed backhand, so I like the shorter handles. Compared to the Control Plus and the J2H, I like how the Kevlar combined with the core buildup 11six24 is doing gives you a ton of power and pop, but with a bit more dwell time. Some folks describe this kind of surface as being plush, like a trampoline, where the ball sinks in and springs back. I actually haven't jumped on a lot of trampolines, to be honest, so that comparison always gives me a headache, but you will definitely notice you have more time to add spin with this Kevlar version compared to its counterpart with fiberglass. And for me, that's super important. If you like to slow things down, do drops, and get under the ball to add spin, the non-plus Hurache-X is the one for you. I actually think this version is the one most folks should look at because you don't have to be as quick. You really do have more time to add spin and do pretty much any sort of trick shot you want because the ball really does seem to sit on the face a little bit longer, giving you just enough extra time to manipulate the ball however you want. I would also say the Control Kevlar version will have less of a learning curve as well, and it became even easier to use once I added some tungsten at the bottom corners right here. I really just have nothing bad to say about this paddle. It plays exactly the way I want a paddle to play, and I think it's priced super competitively. That being said, if you really like to hang at the baseline and drive, or be super aggressive and volley all the time at the kitchen, you could def go with the OG for that extra speed. that one bangs really hard. However, if you still want great pop and great power, but have just a little bit easier of a time resetting, dropping, and adding spin, I really recommend the X Control with Kevlar. All right, that brings us to the last Hurache of the bunch, the non-X version. So this one is just the Hurache Control. And this paddle is different from the other two versions because it's just a regular Gen 1 paddle. So no heat, no thermoforming, no foam edges. It's straight up old school. And this has a normal carbon fiber face and is actually a slightly different shape as well, with a shorter 5.5-inch handle and a stock weight around 7.9 to 8.2 ounces. And this thing is only $70 after $10 discount code Matthew K. Okay, so who is this for? Well, if you want maximum plushness and a real pillow-like feeling on your paddle face that will give you the maximum amount of time to add spin to balls, you really should consider a Gen 1 paddle. Lots of folks think Gen 1 paddles are just for beginners, and while they really help you learn how to play pickleball and make pop-ups less of a problem, they're also for players, probably folks that play tennis, that don't have an issue generating their own power. If you hit hard and don't need a paddle to help you in that department, you really might not want a Gen 2 paddle. And if you go for this or another Gen 1 paddle, you won't have to hold back as much on your swings and overhitting won't be as much of a problem. And this really is a very good Gen 1 paddle at a very good price. I mean, it's cheaper than an X-Pack. However, there are a lot of options when it comes to Gen 1 paddles, so you're going to really want to be looking for this shape or getting in the 11six24 family to pick this one up over some of the other ones out there. That being said, it really is a super solid Gen 1 paddle, good power and pop for a non-thermoform paddle, and that longer handle lets you have some more options as well. And then its surface is very good. Not much else to say, it's just a very good paddle. Also, I should mention if you want a more traditional Gen 2 paddle with a straight up carbon fiber face and don't want to experiment with 11six24's more unique surfaces, they do offer the YSF. And I've actually made a video about this one already, but it will be super familiar to folks that like the Vatic Pro V7 or other elongated Gen 2 paddles. It has more power and pop than the Gen 1 Hurache, but it has the same great paddle surface. Okay, that's all I've got. 11six24 is killing it with their paddle lineup. They are all really solid choices, so don't be scared to try out this smaller company. As for the giveaway, all you need to do is like this video, subscribe, comment which paddle from 11six24 you want and why, and then fill out that Google form in the description so I have a way to contact you if you win. That's it. The raffle will be in about a month, so be on the lookout for an email. Good luck. And if you want to pick one of these up right away, the Kevlar version just went on sale, and I'll be sure to leave a link in the description for 11six24's site. And don't forget to use promo code MatthewK for that $10 discount. I'll also leave some links and codes for some other cool paddles and paddle companies. Be sure to check those out. Using those helps me and helps the channel, so it's always appreciated. And please like and subscribe. That helps me too. But most importantly, I hope you get to pickle soon, and just don't forget, it's about having fun.